Retail traders cautiously optimistic heading into the second half of the year, according to Charles Schwab's latest survey. The brokerage reporting a major rebound in sentiment after a volatile second quarter, with 57% of respondents now bullish on stocks. That is the highest since the survey's inception in 2022. For more on the findings, Schwab's head of trading services, James Kostulias, joins us here on set. James, great to see you. Why are they getting cautious? I feel like the retail trader actually got it right in terms of staying long during this whole volatile period. Why are they cautious now?
I agree. I think when you look at the overall bullish sentiment coupled with 57% think the market may be a bit overvalued, I think there's two stories there. I think there's a bullish story long term and maybe some caution in the short term that maybe things are a little bit oversold. I know you had Carter on yesterday showing some of the technicals around the S&P and sort of some of the resistance levels, and then Michael Coe talking about the futures forwards. And so I think there's some trepidation in the short term, but overall a lot of bullishness in the longer term.
Okay, so they're still staying long, or are they changing how they are positioning given the cautiousness?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think they're mostly long. We've certainly seen some hedging activities, and I don't think it's any type of irrational exuberance when you look at the sentiment right now. And so some of the more higher leverage strategies, the risk-on strategies that we saw back in April, we're seeing less of that. So overall margin growth is back to healthy levels as it was in April, but the more riskier strategies are not ones clients are undertaking right now. I think they learned a little bit of a lesson where they saw what could have been back in April, and they're a little bit more cautious right now.
It's lovely that James obviously watches the show, number one.
Yes, huge fan of the show.
Huge fan, as is Adam Sandler, number two. It's a much different retail trader than even 5 years ago. You think that they feel that they're nimble enough that if they see the turn coming, they'll be able to get out? I guess is my question.
I do. I think I agree with your hypothesis completely. The retail trader has evolved a lot over the course of the last few years. We wrap personally at Schwab a lot of education and service and risk management around the value proposition. We talk about high probability trading as opposed to some of the more riskier strategies that traders would be in. And I think the retail trader is a smart trader right now in 2025.
James, where in terms of positioning is it, though, is the caution around mega cap tech stocks? Is it that the broadening of the market really isn't there? In other words, is it the narrowness of this movement? Where would you say positioning really is, especially in the biggest companies in the world?
Yeah, we certainly saw in June, we saw some selling on NVIDIA, we saw some selling on Coinbase, and so some of the stocks that have really broken out in the mega caps, definitely a little bit more caution on them. And I think, one of the things I know we talked a little bit about is the sort of the next wave of meme stock trading. And so maybe taking some profits off the table on some of the mega caps and moving them into some of the undervalued names, perhaps. But I couldn't agree more with Guy's point of even with a little bit of an increase in some of those stocks, your GoPros and your Krispy Kremes and your Kohl's is nothing like what we saw back in the pandemic.
James, when you hear the clamoring for new products or the new offerings, when are you guys going to start trading crypto?
Yeah, so we have a lot of ways for clients to get exposure to crypto today. So we've got roughly 20% of the ETP market in the crypto ETFs. We offer Bitcoin futures, Ethereum futures, and obviously options on the ETPs. We're arduously working on a spot crypto offering, and we're going to deliver it to our clients in the not too distant future.
So when you talk about a client that's getting more cautious, does that include crypto as a risk asset, or how do they view crypto in their portfolio?
Yeah, I think their views on crypto have probably changed a bit after what we saw in April, right? At some point, there was some talk, maybe even on this show, Guy. I don't watch every day, but I watch most days, around crypto.
Definitely the night before he's on.
Around crypto becoming a little bit more of a safe haven, right? And so I think when we talk about the overvaluation of the market that roughly 57% of the survey clients said, I don't think crypto was at the heart of that overvaluation. I think it was more what Tim was talking about in terms of the mega caps and the Mag 7.
And something jumped out at me in the notes. The two busiest trading days were in the second quarter for Schwab?
Yeah, right around all the tariff. Yeah, right around the 7th, 8th, and 9th, those 3 days in April. But one other point I just wanted to make on the survey was that 80% of clients talking about buying the dip. And I think, to me, that's another sort of affirmation on, hey, I'm bullish long term, but maybe not as much in the short term. But if I see that dip, I'm going to ultimately go ahead and buy it. And as we know, retail investors have been rewarded for doing that.